So we've had a few people ask about giving a status update on our farm truck. We have an old Ford F250. This F250 is not a diesel. I would have preferred to have a Powerstroke, but we actually picked this truck up for about $1,000. It's a 460, and it only had about 128,000 miles on it. If you watched my last video, or some of my old videos on the truck, we had issues with the motor. It was catching on fire because it was spewing oil up into the motor compartment when we got it. So we had paid to have another low mileage used motor put into it, and that motor had compression issues, and it was having oil consumption issues. I don't know where the oil was going. It was burning it out the wazoo. Our local mechanics are great. They gave me a 1-year warranty on that motor. I took it back to them after some time of searching for another 460. What they ended up doing was putting in a brand new or remanufactured 460. I guess they called it a 468 because it's technically slightly larger than the original Ford 460. They had to actually take the cab off, or I think they did, in order to put the motor in here. So we now have a brand new motor in this truck, and lots of repairs have been done to it along the way. We had to replace one of the gas tanks, the gas fuel pumps. There's been a lot of work done to this truck, so I can't really say that I'm in it for $1,000 anymore, but I can say that for the amount of money that we've put into the truck, to have something with a new motor and a lot of updated pieces on it, I still think we ended up all right. And the exterior, the ghetto-fied exterior of this truck, I don't really care about because this is a work truck, so it's going to be banging around all sorts of things. If I got a new paint job on it, I would just be gritting my teeth every time I drove out into the fields. The one thing that we haven't figured out yet is the AC. It takes R12 gas. Our mechanic didn't have any R12 gas on hand. R12 is very difficult to get into, so what I may end up doing is I might do a conversion on this vehicle to the 134A, which would make life a lot easier for me as far as keeping it filled. Besides that, the truck's doing great. What I am going to do now is, it actually has not been a registered vehicle since 2016, primarily because it didn't even go anywhere, so it didn't matter. So I'm going to take this out and try and do a few last minute repairs to it to get it to pass the safety inspection and see if I can get this thing registered. It's a pretty strong truck. I'm actually pretty pleased with the 460s. I still think that the Ford Powerstroke is an incredible truck for farming, but when you've only got limited resources and the Powerstroke's not in the budget, these 460s, they're gas guzzlers, but they have a lot of power in them. So I'm just as pleased with the 460 for our purposes. So let's start this thing up and see if it sounds any better with the new motor in it.